Welcome to space, and this little uh, romp through the basics of how this visual synthesizer thing actually works. It's just this little handle and that thing, and that's all there is to it. All done. Okay, so open, close, press the button. Beep. Yeah, I know. All of these control that, except for the things that control lighting and turn on mountains and stuff. But the majority of this are to manipulate that and its clones. And the clones are a gift to us from the innards of Victor's repeat block. I'm calling it the repeat block. I'm not sure the actual name, but I think that's it. And it allows making copies of that shape, or whatever shape you choose. We're going to do a ring for now, and those motions and changes and behaviors are all synced to tempo and divisions of tempo or multiplications of it. So everything is sixteenths, eighths, quarters, whole notes, whatever. It will synchronize based on elements of that. So in this case, we've given a height oscillation based on a low frequency oscillator that if you increase the tempo, it moves faster. Or we can keep the same tempo and change the division. This is a global division, but each component on the panel has its own division. So you can have overlapping divisions of the tempo for the different behaviors, which, considering the number of options, can create some scenes that will not repeat for the time that you're going to want to spend looking at it. So let's just make a simple thing. We'll start with the ring. Give it 25 clones. There they are, all exactly the same size, all exactly in the same place. So let's make them bigger. So each clone is a little bigger than the last one. And since they get bigger, they also get fatter, which makes them so that the gaps disappear. But that's okay. But what I do want to change is the way the color is distributed. It's all changing at the same time now. Color is also on an oscillator. The hue is ramping up through its range. I want it to go faster. So now it's doing that. And it's still all changing kind of at the same time. So color spread will lower the rate at which the color is propagated through the clones. So that's kind of more inclusive. Okay, so with that, we could do things like change the depth. And I'm liking that, but my wrist is tired already, so stop that and assign that duty to a oscillator and give it some range and a frequency, and there it is. But now the controller's over there. Hey, Fido. Good boy. Good boy. Thank you, Dutcham. So now you got that. And if you go to the sweet spot, it's it's one of these. kind of deals. Maybe familiar? But, okay, that's enough for that. That was one graphic element and messing with it. So let's bump it up a dimension and add a second one. There are up to 5, and they come in different symmetries, I mean different angular combinations. And so with 2, there they are, both the same size in the same place, same shape, but if I crank up the height, one goes off to the left, one goes up. They're 90 degrees apart, which is not a bad thing. They can also have different characteristics, like they don't have to be the same shape. You can make them be different shapes, different colors, all sorts of things. But for right now, let's just get them all back to the same place and just separate them out by, we'll just make them both wider on X and narrower on Y, and give them some clones. So this will take a brief amount of time, can be sped up by increasing rigidity, then bringing it back, and now they are all there. So let's give it a bit of a banking behavior, and we get that kind of thing. I'm going to do the same thing with color that I did before. The hues are slightly offset, so they'll be a little bit different for the 2 orthogonal elements. And I'm going to give it a little bit of depth, a slow mutation there. Then you get up close and you get this kind of thing. And we were 30 miles outside of Barstow when the graphics took hold. Okay, so you can see this from different angles, and if it's too big, you can either just push it away or make it small, get up close and hold it in your hands. Look at it from different angles. I'm going to leave it there. This is kind of the basic intro. All of the rest of the basic presets are variations on the same thing. But again, I mean, I've run into the same thing twice, not a whole lot. So, depending on your aesthetics, you may find yourself spending some time just goofing with the dials. And that's pretty much all I do, so I hope it's as much fun for you as it is for me. All right. Till later. So finally, I just wanted to take a minute here in the fresh mountain air to look at where this is going. I'm currently in the process of rebuilding the backplane of this whole thing so that it'll be much easier to make this interface less Frankenstein. But that said, it doesn't really matter what this looks like because everything on this can be controlled externally. So small, simple external interfaces can be set up. For instance, you could have several stations around a central sculpture where each person can control a different aspect of that sculpture's appearance and behavior. And that's already there, but I'm refining it a bit. One thing that's been there from the beginning is tempo. If you change the universal tempo, this picks it up without any without any modifications or wires whatsoever. It's built in. So, but that's not all. Every control on here has a corresponding wireless input, and all you do is attach the output to whatever device you want to control it, and that then becomes an external control on that parameter, and that then affects what the visual looks like. So this doesn't have to be a slider. This is just an example here. It could be a synthesizer parameter. It could be a gestural interface. It could be anything. PatchWorld has dozens of those. And conversely, this panel can control something external. So again, synesthesia is preserved, but then you also have the transitive law, whereby if this controls that and that controls that other thing, then this controls that other thing as well, and then that makes this just a grand central switching station on the way to that. So I'll leave it there. Au revoir.